Hey guys, it's Revenger2 here from Horizilla Gaming. Today, I have a video on the top 5 worst DLC updates to GTA 5. In the background footage here, there will be some stunt races. Just do note that these top 5 worst DLCs are just my personal opinions, so I hope you enjoy it. Let's go again and get to the footage here. The footage is mainly about the stunt races, but there will be other footages that pop on the screen. I want to thank you all for the support that you've been giving the channel lately. It has helped. I do appreciate that. Continuously, let's grow together and let's make a better community, because we all want something like that. So without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and get into the video with the first one. But first, let's go ahead and select the car that we're going to be using. So let me preface this once again. These are my opinions on the top 5 worst. I will have a 6th one as a dishonorable honorable mention. So, just so you know, oh, Revenger, there's 6 on the screen. Yes, I know. All right, so starting off with the dishonorable mention. So which one is the lucky one to start it off first? Well, that will be, drumroll please, Grand Theft Auto Cunning Stunts Special Vehicle Circuit. Why do I think that this one deserves to be a dishonorable mention? Mainly because it just added the ability for the special vehicles to do the stunt races. It didn't really add anything new content-wise. Yes, it gave us the special vehicles and all that, and more custom tracks, which was good, which is more time, so you will see one of those races later in this video. But just do note that most of the time that these special vehicles, it just go to point A, point B, and it wasn't really that wasn't fully thought out, I guess. I mean, they could have released this alongside of the Cunning Stunts, and not just, get a separate DLC, They had it ready. They just didn't want to release it as of right now. Most of the special vehicle circuits, you want to do the Rocket Voltic because it's the car that makes the most laps. Because if you do it with the ninth Ruiner, it just doesn't really make any big differences, I guess. I mean, you just go from point A to point B, jumping here and there. In my mind, I think it will take more skill with a normal car to do the stunt races. And, even the custom stunt races it's in the background, normal cars, or you need the right normal car for the track, it's as simple as it, because I had to bring out my trusted adder here, which is based on the Bugatti Veyron, to complete all of these races, in this playlist, and I wouldn't. And if it was the Rocket Voltic, I was able to use the Rocket Voltic. Yeah, it would be so simple, so much more simpler. I could just line it up, fly, and just do that. So I would just say that special vehicle circuits, yes, while they're fun, they are also not that fun because you're just rehashing the same content that you got from Cunning Stunts. So Rockstar, you get a dishonorable mention on that DLC. So let's go ahead and get into the number 5. Let's go ahead and get into number 5 whenever it decides it wants to pop up on the screen. Why? So these rankings are based off of my personal opinions and whether or not that I've enjoyed playing them and how much I played them. And, number 1 is the most obvious one, but number 5 is, needs to be on this list. So while the background starts, does what it does, we're just going to sit and talk about number. We'll see. Talk about number 5 here. So number 5. So number 5 worst DLC by Rockstar will be almost hit that tree, by the way. Will be Smuggler's Run. Okay, Smuggler's Run. Okay, it is the plane update to GTA, and it is also based off of Smuggler's Run, the video game that was released originally by Rockstar and for the PS2. Originally, the Smuggler's Run DLC was a good DLC. However, there are flaws to said DLC. The flaws are the fact that you couldn't source but only one crate if you're by yourself. You couldn't source multiple crates. Why couldn't you source multiple crates? As CEOs, solo CEOs, you can source up to 3 crates. So why was that an option available for Smuggler's Run? What was the entire issue? There was none. The planes, the hangars. Yes, it gave us access to Fort Zancudo, and which was a great benefit. Some of the planes, just way too expensive. The laser. Why charge something for that price when we could just go steal one from Fort Zancudo and easily get in and out? Yes, then it'll be like, oh, well, you just have it in your hangar, and then you don't have to worry about the cops. Well, it's not that hard to get out the military base, especially if you have a hangar within Fort Zancudo. I steal them all the time on my travels if I'm doing anything in that area. With that being said, Zancudo itself, like the Smuggler's Run DLC, it did give us a new batch of missions and do a different type of, sell. But when it first came out, Smuggler's Run's prices were terrible. It was literally just very cheap and very terrible for the price of what you can sell the missions for. And Ron took an extreme amount of cut off the terrible price already. So, and don't get me wrong, yeah, you can source up to 50, which is easy, but if you source a different type of cargo, then it would mess up the bonus, and then, yeah. So let's say you see a player on the map and you take them out and you get to steal their cargo and it's not the right type of cargo. Then you have to sell that one piece of cargo and then go back to stealing other cargo. I mean, because it's not fun at that point, and you don't want it, and it takes so long to fill up your warehouse solo. And if you were to do that with friends, no one wants to do it because there's no big option. Rockstar should add like a 10 crate option or a 10 cash option just so it could go by faster. They really wanted people to pay attention to this update. I mean, there was better ways for them to do this update, because they've had the CEO stuff in the game. They had bikers in the game at this point. So it wasn't like they didn't understand how they should have made it better. They should have known that. It's just they made it. They think, okay, it's a plane, so it shouldn't be able to carry that much. It's a video game. Video games are unrealistic. They're not meant to be realistic. You're meant to have fun in them, because with the later dishonorable mentions and worst DLCs, you'll see why. But at the end of the day, you're forcing the players to spend time on getting a full hangar full of crates and just for the sell for a measly price. Yes, recently Rockstar did bump this up. This is why it's number 5. And the planes are awesome. I love the planes. And it was great for the GTA plane community to get this, because the bikers had gotten something. The CEO/mafias had gotten something. So yes. And let's go into number 4, you guys. Number 4 will be, drum rolls please, GTA Online Lowrider Custom Classics. So why Custom Classics? as number 4 spot. Well, just like Smuggler's Run, Custom Classics, and the Lowriders DLC, as it's normally called, gave us something new. It gave us new cars, new lowriders, and a new set of story missions with Lamar. We didn't get that, there weren't many missions at the start of the game, and we just kept playing the same mission over and over and over again. At the end of the day, it was that gave us an interesting story mission that we could play with our friends. Yes, we needed to play with some friends, up to 4, minimum of 2, which has always been the Rockstar standard, which don't get me wrong, I do completely agree with. Yes, you need some friends, because on this story mission, you did have to go into 2 different enemy territories, the Ballas and the Vagos. However, the issue becomes that, it's like it just really didn't have much stuff for you to do after there was no business, there was no property, there was no, okay, you can own a custom shop and do something like that. I mean, they could have let you own your own Benny's custom shop and to rival Benny, so you can do your own upgrades to your own cars, or have, like the auto shop is now. They could have made the auto shop contract, the auto shop DLC, this one, and instead, but okay, as you see in the video, I'm stuck here, a little bit stocks, a little bit Spiegel, but they could have combined the Lowrider DLC and the auto shop DLC into one DLC and push that DLC a little bit further ahead, but that's neither here nor there. But I just want to say that they missed a very valuable opportunity of, like, okay, you becoming like customizing the cars, like lowrider cars. It doesn't need to be regular cars. It could be just lowrider-esque cars for both for all 3 of GTA Los Santos's gang factions in the city, the Ballas, the Vagos, and the families. And it would have made the game more interactive and more and in the early stages of development, but they chose not to do so. I mean, yes, that's their choice, and at the end of the day, Rockstar did have to live with that. Once again, I'm stuck, always getting stuck here, and again, I'm stuck. I like getting stuck, but I mean, they missed so many opportunities to give us businesses, Yes, this is one of the more earlier DLCs, and I understand Rockstar wasn't really focused on letting us have businesses and whatnot, but it was one of those DLCs where they could have, and they could have had Lamar as your contact within, and they could have had it like a heist, like you still a rare custom lowrider car, and that would be yours at the end of the DLC, but that didn't happen. Yes, it did unlock a lot of interesting cars, and I do agree that most of them are very good. However, at the end of the day, you need to put with a grain of salt. Anyways, number three worst DLC by GTA 5. On GTA 5 will be, drum roll please, Grand Theft Auto Online, the Doomsday Heist. As I mentioned earlier about the futuristic stuff and getting away from just the normal stuff, the Doomsday Heist really jumped the shark in GTA. What do you mean by jumping the shark? I mean, this is where they went crazy. Futuristic weapons, futuristic tank. Yes, it's a real-life tank based off of a tank in Poland. I understand that. However, the storyline made really bit bonkers. We're saving the world from a egocentric billionaire that wants to destroy it, who has nuclear weapons. Yeah, no thank you. I would rather just make money and not deal with an egocentric billionaire that wants to destroy the world. And why would we agreed to something like this because, you know, we are just common criminals. I mean, like literally just trying to make money and trying to live our peaceful GTA lives, you know. Like, why did we get recruited in this? I mean, we had to buy the bunker. Okay. So that by the bunker, well, not the bunker, but the facility, sorry. The facility, which is a bunker. Let's be real, it's a bunker. Because a bunker classifies anything that is on the ground. So anyways, go back to my point. Yes, it gave us future weapons. It gave us a good heist. A very hard heist. A very abnormally hard heist. No matter, like, any way how you do it is hard. 4 people, hard. 3 people, hard. 2 people, hard. You know, especially when you're getting the Avenger for the first time, it is very hard. Now, the thing that makes this DLC one of the worst is the orbital cannon. And as soon as people found out how to exploit the orbital cannon, they did. And when back in the day, there wasn't any selling in private sessions or friend sessions. You had to do them in public sessions. And that was a major thing back then. And the orbital cannon made that very bad. And people exploited the orbital cannon over and over and over again. So that's why the Doomsday Heist is number 3. Go on to number 2. Number 2, worst DLC by Rockstar. Drum roll, please. It is GT Grand Theft Auto Online Motor Wars. Why is the Motor Wars DLC number 2? Simply for the fact no one wanted it. No one wanted this DLC. No one wanted a Battle Royale style DLC. Yes, this is the time where the Battle Royale scenes were kicking off, and a lot of them were taking front and center. You know, PUBG, Call of Duty, Arena Wars, you know, whatever. You know, and like stuff like this. You know, this is a time where they started to really kick off and to really go out of control. And then GTA had to hop on the craze with the Motor Wars. For what it was worth, it was fun for like the first 5 minutes, and then nothing. So you have, you know, like 10 minutes of fun and then annoyance because people find a way to exploit it, and you know how it goes at that point. As you see in the background, it is one of the special vehicles is the Rocket Voltic, and as you see, is all just spam the rocket thruster. At the end of the day, with the Motor Wars DLC, it literally just didn't have any substance behind it. It was just an arena, an area on the map that gets smaller and smaller, like anything. You collect weapons, you collect vehicles, and bam, done. And if there was a team that knew what they're doing, then you would never win. And like honestly, it's like at the end of the day, you had to fend off a lot of them. You know, even when I play with my crewmates, it was just no fun because no one really wanted to. Because we'll just gang up on the people who weren't in the crew. So that was back in the day. But luckily, no one plays it, and I'm pretty sure that Motor Wars isn't even active on this game because it's very hard to find any type of session with this in there now, which is good, I guess. But so that's why Motor Wars is number 2, because 1, no one asked for it. 2, it's completely dead. And 3, you know, mainly because it was one of those knee-jerk reactions by Rockstar to catch up on the current trend. And it failed immediately. Very badly so. So hopefully you're enjoying the background footage while I'm sitting here talking about the top 5 worst DLC ideas. I do enjoy making these videos. I do have fun making them all the time. So, what is the number one worst DLC that Rockstar has made? We all know it. We all love it to hate it. And that will be, drum roll please, what do you think it can be? Post your comments. Stop the video and post your comments. What do you think it will be? Any guesses? It is Grand Theft Auto Online Arena Wars. The Arena Wars DLC is the worst DLC Rockstar has made. Case in point, it is the most expensive DLC that they have made by far, with no gain back. You lose money if you purchase these vehicles. You lose money if you invest in this DLC. There is no profit to be made. There is no substance behind this DLC. At the end of the day, you can't make any profit. Like, for example, there's 3 types of vehicles. There's apocalyptic, there's futuristic, and there's one that's escaping my mind. Forgive me, I've played the Arena Wars 1 time. And to this day, in 2023, there's rarely anyone playing, and the only reason why they're playing it is because they want the taxi from the Arena Wars DLC. Anyways, at the end of the day, most people don't like this DLC because of the ridiculous prices. Because if you want for example, you have the apocalyptic Scarab tank, and you want the futuristic, you have to buy a whole new Scarab and then customize it to the futuristic. And then if you're for the third variant, you have to buy a whole new one and do it again. This is how Rockstar was. And it's like, Rockstar are going to make a ton of money on short cards. This is their short card revenue design. So yeah, just as an aside here, she's going on the stairway to heaven. Anyways, and like the ridiculously priced clothing and attire for this DLC is just outrageous. And because no one plays it, you can't get the trade prices because you have to be a certain rank within the arena. I played 0 matches in the arena because by the time I returned to GTA, the Arena Wars DLC was dead. And most of the people who were playing it were not playing it, no more. And because they saw how ridiculous it was. And if you take these vehicles out on the streets in free roam, they were terrible. They didn't do anything fun. It felt like you hit a brick wall when you hit something. And it became a pay-to-win type game, It's like, who had the most GTA money? And these modders who had billions upon billions of dollars didn't mind spending the money because they thought, they don't care because they have modded money. While other grinders like myself, the professional and, other people in the community, they had to work for this. It's like, why should I pay to get my butt destroyed by someone who didn't, I mean, yeah, it's fun if you have friends that will play it and, just have fun with it. But, and they do have one good mode, and that's tag team. But I think at the end of the day, it's one of those DLCs where Rockstar knew what they were doing, and they understood the point that they were going to screw over their loyal fan base. And this is what really destroyed most of GTA Online is this DLC. Did they have to make this DLC? Sure, they did. Because they're a company and they want to make money. This is how they make the DLCs free. It's through the short cards. This is with the hugest point in their short card revenue bonus because many people wanted all 3 versions of every vehicle to fill up their Arena Wars workshop. There was no story. If there was like a story and a heist behind it, then yes, it would be much better than just going in there and buying things and you should unlock it through the heist. Because at the end of the day, we're just going in there, ranking up slowly against someone who has modded money and modded in like these cars that already who are a lot faster, and a lot better and a lot stronger than what we can use, initially. I mean, because at the end of the day, Arena Wars was that DLC that broke a lot of the fan base. It took GTA, it took Rockstar a few months to a year after the DLC to get it right. Not to mention, it's like they didn't make any other DLC like this again. Yeah, the Diamond Casino, but it was something that the fans wanted. So we wanted the Diamond Casino open. We wanted the penthouse. We wanted all these things. We wanted this because it was necessary. And at the end of the day, you got to take the good with the bad, but the Arena Wars DLC should have never been made like it was. Yes, did we want something in the arena? Absolutely. Did we need an overpriced DLC because Rockstar wanted to pad their pockets? No. I mean, because towards the end of the day, that's what happened. Rockstar wanted to pad their pockets and make money. Simple. But anyway, guys, those are my top 5 DLCs. Top 5 worst DLCs that Rockstar has made for GTA 5. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the fulfilling commentary in the background video. Enjoy this little Weevil going down this roller coaster. All of these races can be done with friends, and they're really a lot more fun with friends, especially this one because it's a roller coaster. You have to go up and down the same track twice, and this is a lot of fun when you're trying to hit other players. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope to talk to you guys soon. This is Revenger 2 from Hornetsilla Gaming signing off. Thank you, and enjoy your rest of your day. If you liked the video, like, comment, and subscribe.